Alright. Now I'm rehydrated. Let's, continue this glorious process. Maybe I'll just release in multiple videos. I'll do it like 30 minutes at a time or whatever. 'Cause I'm just gonna blast this all out in one sitting. I'm gonna do this whole shuttle right now. Oh, what did it say my thrust to weight ratio was on this? Needs to be, yeah, that's not nearly enough because I have to have a drop tank. Oh, crap. That's right, I wanted to do that goofy drop tank thing. Oh, no, I still can. I still can, okay. One of the points of this shuttle, one of my goals on here is I want to test out a new idea that I had for space shuttle craft style drop tanks, where I'm mounting it and I'm going to use a regular decoupler under the drop tank to the SRB, and I'm going to send it up on one big single SRB with the probably the Clydesdale. Or oh, I don't have the Clydesdale yet. Damn it, I got to do that Eve mission and start finishing up my tech tree. I started a new save for the new update. This is a new career mode because I only play in career. I don't know. It's more fun to me having to pay for my stuff. You know, it gives me something to do. Like this, I'm building this shuttle to haul this lander, but I'm actually going to use this for all kinds of missions. I'm going to use this for crew rescue. I'm going to use it for launching satellites. Obviously for landing, plant a flag on the Mun, plant a flag on Minmus, return science data from the surface of, return a Mun stone to Kerbin, all that kind of stuff. All pays really well. So having a craft, this shuttle is honestly going to carry most of this save. So whenever I do a save, this is just kind of an aside, I guess, but I usually pick kind of a theme to stick to for that save. So like one of them I did basically the whole game all with SSTOs, and that was like the gimmick of that save or whatever. And then one of them I did all with like Saturn V style narrow cone rockets, all single stack, with like rings of engines and multiple N1 style cones, you know, with multiple engines under one big stack. That was neat. I built some serious BFRs in that save. That was good. At this one, I'm doing most of my stuff, as much as I can anyway, on shuttles. And it's partly to save on funds, because I restrict my funds a bit when I play these. So I have to be able to save money on them, and all of those are different strategies that real space programs have used to save money on their launches and shit. So it's worth giving it a shot in Kerbals and seeing how it goes. Most of them went fairly well. I have to say the Saturn style was the easiest and most consistent to launch, but it was the least financially efficient. So far, I've been pretty impressed with these shuttles. I kind of like that line of Bobcats. I might just leave that straight line like that. I wonder if there's any good... I'm gonna see if there's any good parts to, like, taper down the back of this. Maybe I'll stick a payload fairing back there? That wouldn't weigh a whole lot. Have the engine sticking out through the back of that, because then the back of this is covered as well, which will help me aerodynamically, and it'll give me another pocket to put, like... Well, I guess I don't have a lot of electronics I need to put in here yet. Think... Do the hard thinks. Oh, I know. I gotta not forget to lock you. Oh, it did. Oh, so the player... Oh, that's so neat. Okay. So the, that's a cool thing in this must be new in this update, because I remember this not ever working. But the Cal 1000, apparently now, when you play it in the VAB, it actually toggles your, like... It does the dots as well as moving the parts. Previously, it would always move parts, but it would never activate these dots when it would go past them. In the VAB, in the field, it worked just fine. But like when I would move stuff around, things would not be locked when they were supposed to be locked, or they would be unlocked or whatever, and I would confused the hell out of me for a while until I figured out why it was doing that. But apparently that works now, which is cool. I'm a fan. Okay, so I think see if there's any fuel tanks that are a good shape like this. Not really. Plus, I don't like to clip inside of fuel tanks. The only parts I really like, I clipped this one all the way, but the only parts I really clip are like, you know, fairings and aerodynamic parts and stuff like that. Like, I don't really, there's no such thing as cheating in a single player game, but I like to keep things kind of realistic in a sort of role-playing sense, I guess. So I try not to cheese the game too much, having like a ton of overlapping fuel tanks, and like I'll build Kraken drives, you know, after I have the full tech tree unlocked, then I start building Kraken drives, and that's a way better way to cheese the game than like unlimited fuel. Like I could just stack fuel tanks. I guess you still pay for the weight, you know, when you do that, but I don't know. It's cheese to me, and I just don't really play that way. Yeah, that looks all right. Yeah, that doesn't look half bad. Alright. Now let's get you guys back in here. I want it to just look like a straight line of engines. Just 4 bells. That looks nice. I like that. That turned out. That means this... I wonder if that means I won't have to put a nose cone on this one then. So these nose cones here aren't just for show. Part of the reason that I built these in like little side nacelle things is because if I just stick them on the back of this tank, the game won't consider them to be on the bottom of a stack for aerodynamic purposes, and it'll count drag against them, which is a little ironic because they're engines. But, you know, it can still produce drag, and the game sees it that way. So sticking them here where you saw me actually click them to the bottom of a node, it considers them part of this stack, and the engines don't produce their own drag. The drag is, I think the drag cone is produced from the middle, which would be this part, the widest point. And then the nose cone up here in front gives it that aerodynamic shielding, especially this nice long tapered one. So this isn't, it's not just for vanity, even though it happens. I'm good at making that look nice. I do my best to make the shape sensible within the terms of the game's limitations. But it's not all just for show. I'm gonna try to flex on this thing as hard as I can, just because I want to have a really nice shuttle to like carry me through the rest of this save. Yeah, that can mostly be in the shroud. Ooh. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay. Oh, no, I know that I'm going to have 2 vertical stabilizers. Yes. Yes. All right. I like how this is coming along. I gotta save. Still got plenty of sun. I run all of my shit in my bus is all run off of solar. So I do have a backup generator, but as long as the sun is up, I try to mostly run, just use solar power. But I do have to pay attention and make sure that I don't run out of power in the middle of recording a video. I can recover them if I do that. I have ways to save that because it happens occasionally, but I try to avoid it because it's annoying. That's too steep. One click. Oh no, maybe I could do 2 clicks. I don't know. That actually doesn't look bad. Something's missing. Something's missing there. I'll just leave it. I'm thinking about maybe putting a little type D, one of these, under here, facing backwards to kind of like even out the bottom of that profile. But I still have to add my lifting wings, and I have a feeling after building the delta wings on this, I'm not gonna really be able to see that part of the shuttle, and I'd rather have a lower part count. Part count is one of your biggest enemies, really, when it comes to drag. So I try to keep it down the best I can. Perfect size for a regular Delta Wing. Cool. Alright. I can jiggy with that. I'm sorry, that was uncalled for. Perfect. Okay. Now I need a strake, probably. Is a strake gonna be able to fill this? I don't know. That might be too steep of an angle. Oh, no, that's about perfect, actually. Try not to cough directly into my mic. Okay. Right there. Come on. Oh, I suppose I should lower this. And do we dihedral this? So on asymmetric craft, a dihedral on the wings improves your stability while re-entering as long as your attitude is above prograde. But it makes launch a little bit less stable while you have your SRBs attached because it moves your center of lift farther away from the center of mass. I can kind of get around that by adding more Aero surfaces to the SRB. I guess let's do that. Yeah, we'll dihedral this. I'll put a dihedral on this for sure, and then I'll dress up the SRB a little bit. I'll try to do it as cheaply as possible, but I'll dress it up a little bit to give it a nice fancy space plane look. Cause I want this. I'm gonna use this shuttle for a while. I want to be at this for a bit. Is that? At the front, yeah, that's too much. I swear sometimes I hear this song in my sleep. I play this game way too much. Okay. Alright, that'll work. Gotta be really careful when I'm moving the wings around here to make sure that I keep the plane of the wings straight with the, or parallel with the front of the craft so that I'm not producing a bunch of, like, angled lift. Like here, if I pull up my Aero, oh, it's probably gonna just give me a dot, yeah. But you can see, I've got my center of mass just ahead of my center of lift. But I have to make sure it stays straight, because if I rotate this the wrong direction even a tiny bit, you can see, boom, now that arrow moves, and now it's showing me a direction on my lift because I don't have my wings all straight. They kind of changed how this dot works with the overlays. It's weird. At least in the VAB. In the spaceplane hangar, this would make more sense. I guess I'm doing this a little bit weird by building a horizontally symmetric space shuttle style craft in the VAB. But I don't even usually do this. I don't know. It's not even like I'm doing it for YouTube. I'm just, I don't know, too ripped up. What the? Why is that? Man, I'm not qualified to play this game. Yeah, I like that. Open sesame. Ah, this is coming along nicely. Neat. All right, where's my water? Just keep my drink over here, damn. It's already dry here, and then in the winter it's just even drier. Perfect. Alright, that's a solid start. I do want to add that type D behind these stabilizers. That's... Maybe I could splay them? With that? How would that look? Slightly splayed. Ooh. Give it a swallowtail. There we go. Perfect. Yep. Yep, that works. I'm happy with that. I really like that look. Okay, so now we need aero surfaces on here. We're still on the little delta wing. But I have a limited amount of space. So that's okay. Actually, that's okay. I can use the big one for inside, and then I can just use the tiny ones as... Because I actually use separate... Oh, crap. Oh, this is going to be a disaster. I use separate ailerons and elevators, even with my delta wing craft, just because with the way KSP is coded, with the way you work controls in the game, it just kind of seems to make more sense that way. It's easier to tune craft like that in my experience. So this will be my elevator and will not be rolling, and I'll have max authority on it. And then I'm gonna use, I guess, this little guy. As my ailerons, which don't need nearly that much authority. But I will still let them pitch with the elevator. I feel like that wing needs to be farther back. How is this empty? Let's see what this looks like. So now I've got a decent basic shape to the shuttle. Now I have to tune it and make it flight ready. And I need to make sure that my center of lift is behind my center of mass, especially while I'm re-entering. Actually, it looks like I'll be fine. Because it looks like my center of mass mostly moves forward. Like very slightly. Let's see, it's like just overlapping. I guess it moves back a little, but it still stays just barely in front of the center of lift. So the wings are okay where they are. I'm gonna move them back a little bit because I can. About yay far. Just to move that back a little bit farther. I like them to be close together, but there does need to be a decent forward bias in order to keep the nose pointing forward while I re-enter. If you've ever tried to build a shuttle, you probably know one of the hardest parts of a shuttle is re-entry. Keeping the front facing forward and not just tumbling. They like to go ass first because most of your weight is usually in the engines. So it takes a little bit of rotating these wings, helps you get them back a little bit farther. The game actually handles that bit of this, aerodynamics of that, really well. It's weird to me how well re-entry works versus how well the game handles all of the other aero. Alright, well, with what we've got here... Oh, I should disable... Let's see, 0, let's stick you up here. You need to not be staged. Actually, what would you look like if you were silver? Oh, that's pretty. I like that silver backside. I'm keeping that. Okay. $3,100 Delta V. I hit that directly on the head. Cool. Okay. Well, that makes that easy. So I will definitely, because the only things I have to add to this yet are, this needs to be on a miniature docking port that I'm going to use to angle the thruster so that I have to have it pointing at the center of mass. But that's, click that save button. That's good. This is turning out to be a nice looking shuttle. I like this. I should add air brakes. Actually, that's very important. I haven't had great luck with building shuttles without air brakes, to be totally honest. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Now I gotta add my RCS. Do have to be able to dock this. This may require some creativity. Actually, here, this is easy. We'll put one set here. And one up there. Beautiful. I'll even leave them sticking out a little bit so they make that tiny bit of extra drag, I think. Don't quote me on that one. I feel like I need to stick something under here too to protect these engines. I wonder how much a wing would be. How much that would weigh too much to be down there. Oh, no, hardly anything. Okay. That's too big, though. Still doesn't weigh that much. But I guess I am going to have to use one of the little ones. Use this guy. You're the winner. Yeah, that'll blow a little bit of the heat off of the engines. It'll shield them a tiny bit. I don't like to leave them completely bare. And that didn't really cost me much in Delta V. Still 3,100. This is enough to get there and back. Alright.